CreativSAS stands for creativity, self-awareness and strategy. Yeah. When you put those three things together, then you absolutely create a life and business hack, because being creative with your self-awareness and pulling the strategy into that enables you to be the absolute best of your brand that you could ever possibly be. So many people think they're self-aware, but there's a statistic here for you. Self-awareness, 95% of the population think they're self-aware. I certainly did at the age of 46. I thought I knew who I was. I didn't have a clue until I really started to work on my own self-awareness, why I did certain things the way I was, what had made me the person I was, hence my backstory, which we'll talk about in a second. Yeah. And 95% of the population think they're self-aware. Only 15% actually are. That's massive. That's huge.
And the others, are they just following the
lemmings?
Norm? Yeah.
Lemmings, or doing what they think they should.
Yeah.
And should never served anybody.
Yeah. But that, I think, is just upbringing, isn't it? Well, I don't know.
It is cycle.
I mean, it is very much in our industry where, you know, I mean, in even my town, there's, I think, over 20 beauty businesses in my town, and it's a small town.
Yeah.
Magnify that into cities, it's like huge.
Magnify that into global.
Yeah, exactly.
It's massive.
Yeah. And it is, you know, there isn't a lot to distinguish between different businesses. You're very, very true. It's not just in our industry, it's in all industries, isn't it, really?
So many people, if we skip back to like self-awareness, right, and people are going, oh no, I know who I am, I would absolutely question you to just take a day to really figure out. And that's what we did together on that day that we had, right? It's part of that experience of what I call space. You have to give yourself space to understand it. But people think they know their values and they think they know their beliefs. But actually, and in my sort of like 25 years in business development and then 6 years doing what I do now, it's only because I've got lived experience, because I went through this process. But I had to go through it in order to survive in some aspects. Mm-hmm. So when you look at self-awareness, understanding what your beliefs are, you think you know what your beliefs are. But actually, the majority of the population are sitting on the surface. We're sitting on where we think our beliefs, again, should be. So we sit on the standard usual suspects: honesty, integrity, inclusiveness, loyalty, all those kind of things, right? They're part of my beliefs. They're part of my values. But one of my core values is to be, am I allowed to swear on this?
Go on.
Okay. I mean, I am a little bit sassy. So, I really believe in being real as fuck. Right? Yeah. If you're not really real and you are filtering or, there's a facade or something, that's not sustainable and there's no connection there. So from a business point of view, retention is going to be the hardest thing to do, which obviously then affects your revenue. So when it comes to being real, my core value is being real AF, real as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? But when we break that down, I actually spell it quite differently, which is RHIL AF, real AF. And what that stands for is respect, honesty, integrity, loyalty and fair exchange. Those are my main values. Now, I have got some of the usual suspects, but what do they really, really mean to me? They really mean that no matter what we do, how we show up, who we work with, the brands that we build, we will always be real AF, because that is the only sustainable aspect of your true USP, because that's who you are. But ownership of that is incredibly hard. You would think to be yourself and to be real would be really easy. So not, because society doesn't allow us to just be that real.